Grande here. Here's the key. Apply some tension. Click on the back. A little bit of movement. Find position 6. Just enough to get the tools back there. Start on the left side. Click on 3. Counter rotation, click on 4. Bit of a click on 6, not much. And on the right, we've got 8 that I set before. Let's see, we have 5. Yeah, 5 is binding. Click on 5. 4 is providing counter rotation. Click on 4. Nothing on 3. Click binding on 2. Click on 2. That was a click on 1, but there's still counter rotation. Okay. That was 1 getting set, I believe. Switch picks. I have now some deeper lifts. Here's one on the left side. Okay, set. Here's 5 on the left. Also set. Then I have 3 on the right. Should be binding. I felt it, but I couldn't get in with that pick. I'm going to try a different one here. There's some movement, but still not confident. Okay, there we go. There's 3. All right, there we go. Binding hard. Okay, I think that did it. Yes. Okay. Good. Let's see. That brings us to the top. Five is binding. Okay. 4. 3. That's 1. Hard to get placement on it, but I got it. It's 2. Also hard to get placement. I think I need to use a different pick to see what's going on there. All right, 1 is set, but 2 isn't. All right, let's click on 2. See if that did it. one set. Big two set. Five set, four is set. Is three set? Maybe not. Hold on. Four is set, but three is not, and five is not. Let's try five first. All right, maybe let's try three. Okay. Three set, four set, five is still giving me trouble. That might be it. Okay, so one more time from the top. Now we've lost one. Okay. They seem to be binding more back to front. So there's five. Five is set. Four is set. Three is set. Two is set. That's just one that needs some help. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, that might be it. Might be it. Yep. Okay. Whew. So I think it's a good time to double check some of our max lifts. There's a lot of change. I'm doing pretty good on the left. Okay. I lost a max lift on the right. So that's a sign that I may have overset or been a little bit too vigorous in working the top. So just out of caution, I'm gonna review the work. So on the left, there's 3, there's 2, there's 1, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 5, there's 6. Okay, and 7 and 8 I didn't touch yet. And then on the right hand side, there's 8, 7 I didn't touch yet, there's 6, there's 5, there's 4, there's 3 which I just fixed, there's 1, and there's 2. Is 2 okay? I think so. All right, so it's possible that we just lost that 1 pin along the way. That would be great. Let's keep on going. Where were we? On 6 on the top. Okay. Very light pig pressure. Heard a click. Not good enough. I think I might be in the milling. Let me try again. Okay, that was a click. It feels a little bit better. Now 7 is binding. Some counter rotation on 7. All right, very careful on 8. Okay, let's click on 8. Seven's still set. I want to check my max lifts again. It's 1. It's 5. Sorry, that's 2. That's 5 on the left. And then we got, this was a problem before, 3 on the right. Seems to be okay. So we might be in pretty good shape. flex lifts on top as well. It's 1 and 2. Okay. All right, well, let's keep on going. I've got the back on the left. I think that's 7 binding. Yeah, 7. Okay, click on 7. Let's try on the right. Seven binding on the right as well. So click, but that is not set. That's stuck in milling. Counter rotate. Okay, set. And see, there's 8 on the right. I mean on the left. Counter rotate. That was a weird sensation. What happened? I don't think it went all the way. Yeah, there we are. I got caught in the milling, and then I needed a little bit of an extra push to get the open. Okay, so let's make some space here. Gonna clear some tools off. Quite a few tools for this one. And we'll see if we can zoom out here. Let's see, we'll take this out. Okay. Now what happened to my light here? Oh, there we are. Just need to position a little bit better. There we go. And we'll get a gunning tray. And see if I can't set this up just a little bit better. All right, a little bit better light too. Okay, so there's a lot of moving parts to gunning this. Just going to take it carefully so that I don't run into some difficulty with the springs. Let me start. I'll start fairly zoomed out here. And, well, first off, you can see the lock is picked. I'm not going to rotate it close to 90 degrees because there are 3 rows of pins in this for 24 total. And so if you get the bottom of the keyway anywhere close to those areas, the drivers will pop out into the keyway, and that's no fun. So we'll just lock this back up. Okay, key still works. And the first step is there are 4 screws in the back here. Now, these look like Phillips, but they are not. They're JIS screws. They're Japanese screws. And I did a bit of damage trying to take them out with a Phillips screwdriver, not really knowing that to get-go, but now I have this nice JIS screwdriver, and it makes quite a bit of difference. Okay, so now this piece comes off, this mounting bracket, and you can see the core is just going to slide right out of the housing here, and there's really nothing interesting in the housing. I'll just put that aside as well. Okay, and here's the core. You've got the 3 Bibles right here, with each has a row of 8 pins in it. Okay. Just trying to get the focus to work a little bit better. I think that's good. Okay, and I'm going to start, I'll do it 1 row at a time. I'll do the right one first. And the trick here is to just very gently pry these covers off. Okay, and you see it's stuck to my finger, and the delicate part here is there are tiny little springs at the top. And these things are so tiny that the slightest depression can send them flying across the room. So be very careful. Get some tweezers here. And I'll just pick them out one by one. And I'll drop them so I don't depress them or knock them into the side at all. And with any luck, I'll keep them all in front of us. Sometimes they get stuck to the tweezers. Okay, oops. I lost it, but it's right here. Okay. All right. So now we have all the springs out. And what I'm going to attempt to do is just roll these out onto these little pads. Actually, you know what? This direction probably makes more sense. So the top pin is going to be pin 1. Okay, and that was 7. Okay, here we go. So there's 8. Keep in for 7. Keep in for 8. Okay. That's 6. That looks like keep in for 3. All right. There we go. 1 row. Okay. I don't know if it's possible to see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. That's a little better, right? And can I get a spotlight on these guys? Okay. Good. So there's actually 5 different types of lifts in these sides. So let me give you some examples. So this one right here in position 6, you see how short that driver is and how it's a standard driver? That is a 0 lift pin. And then in contrast, this one here in position 8 is a min lift. You can see it's still a standard driver, but slightly deeper. So there's a little bit of a push to that one. But both of those are pretty easy to recognize and deal with. What gets tricky is the other 3 have mushroom drivers. And so let's, for example, here, this one is probably easy to see here. This one, number 2 here. That's a medium lift, and you can see there's this mushroom driver that gets caught in the milling. And then deviously on the other side, the key pin here, you can see there's only a very short push before the key pin will overset and hook in there. And so that's why you have to be very careful with oversetting. The high lift, so like this one here on top, pin 1 is a high lift. It also has the mushroom there. And so it'll get caught, you'll get counter rotation, it'll get caught in the milling. But you have a little bit more leeway until you lock the key pin in. And so you can kind of tell that you're oversetting that one. And let's see, lastly, number 3 here. That's this one here, that's a max lift. So you can see long driver. It does have the mushroom, but very difficult to overset these because you literally have to push it all the way to the shear line in order to set it. Okay, so that's the idea. Now we have 2 more rows. Let me do the middle next because the middle is a little bit different. So I'm gonna zoom out here. Make sure I keep everything in frame, and same idea. We'll just pry this off. Be very Careful with the springs. Lost a spring. Okay, so the spring from chamber 1 dropped right here. Okay. Here, I don't need this bright light on just right now. And then we have the rest of the springs. Lost that one. May seem silly using all this space for the springs, but you know, that's the thing that I can lose most easily. All right, and I think I'll just do the same thing here and dump these out on the sides. What did I think I did it this way? And as a warning, they came out pretty quick last time, so I'll go a little more slowly. Famous last words, huh? Okay, so let's get the drivers in place. Let's see, that was number 2 here. Okay, and this, okay, so let's see, 2. I believe this is 4. Got a few issues here. So 2 is flipped around there when it came out. Okay. So this is 4. Okay, and then this is 6, okay, and then this is actually 8, and that is a flipped around key pen of 8. All right. Next pour is a little bit easier, he said. Okay. Okay, we got all the drivers out. And then let's see. This is 4. Okay. And then 1 and 2. Okay. And we just have a few key pins left. This one flipped around. Oops, flipped again. You know, I thought I'd save time by unloading these all at once, but I guess there's no quick way to gut this lock. Anyways, let's pause here and we can take another look. So now the top row is interesting because it's a little bit different. I'll get the light back on. The drivers are shorter, and there are only 3 settings here. And actually, you can kind of visually see it. The top 2 pins, 1 and 2, are max lift. You see that all of them have mushrooms. They have the largest drivers, so these go all the way to the shear line. And then 3, 4, and 5, you see how they're all the same. Those are medium lifts. Okay. And then this is a really difficult part in the pick. You see 6 and 8 are min lifts, and there's a max lift in 7. And these min lifts are very tricky because it's got the mushroom, which always gets caught in the countermilling, the overmilling. But there's just the slightest bit here at the end of the key pin that will make it so it's so easy to overset and very difficult to recover. So very challenging, that part. All right, we still have one more row to go. We'll zoom out again, you know, the routine. I don't have much space to put it though. Let me, maybe I'll dump it out here. Like that. That could work. All right, I'll try that. So once again, we're going to get this cover off. Oh boy, springs everywhere. Probably should have seen that coming. Well, gonna have to probably get all those after wrapping this video, but let's see what we have on the tray. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm guessing the other 3 are on the floor. One sec, let me see if I can find them easily here. No, I don't think so. I'll have to get the springs afterwards. It's okay. We'll get these these pins here. Okay, that was the first one, right? Yeah. Oh, I put it in the wrong direction. Okay. Jeez. Not easy to work with so many moving parts. Okay. There's number 4. All right, so hold on. This is a key pin for 1. I believe this is a driver for 3. Yeah, that seems like where it came out. And then this guy is the driver, must be for 7 here. Okay. Last driver. 2. Oh no, there's one more driver. For 6 is still missing. Okay, here we go. There's 6. 8 just fell. Key pin for 6. Key pin for 4. Get 8 out of the pit here. All right. 7. Okay. 3. Okay. All right. There we go. All the pins are out. And now this is similar here. I can zoom in. Oh, I think this one's backwards. Sometimes they came out flipped around. Okay. All right, so let's see, zoom in. And some light. So very similar to the right-hand side. 5 types on the left. And you can see it's a similar thing going on. So that, top one here with the really big driver, that's a max lift. Then you've got a 0 lift right after. That's the shortest driver. You've got a min lift. You see slightly longer driver right after that. that's a medium lift. That's another max lift, another min lift, another medium lift, and finally there's a high lift here at the end. Okay, so those are all the pins. So now I have one more thing I'd like to show. This video is already long, but it's probably worth doing. And to do this, I'm just going to, I'm going to keep the core here. And I'm going to take this away. So our last look at all the pins and the close-ups. Okay. Now, I'd like to be able to show you this milling, but let's see. In order to do that, we need to remove the core. And there are a few more things going on there. There's some sprung ball bearings here on the side. There's a C-clip back there, and there's a pin holding the tailpiece that's blocking the core from coming out. Okay, so there are a few steps involved. Let me zoom out a little bit. The first step is going to be getting that pin out. So I'm going to just try poking it with a punch. And, you know, if that doesn't work, I might need a hammer. All right, this might get loud. Okay, so I punched the pin not all the way through. All right, it's going to need a little bit of a bigger whack there. A little bit better. Part of the problem is that the core is turning while I'm hammering. Actually, which begs the question, maybe it's easier to bang out this way. Yeah. When I do that, that way there's maybe less rotation here. I mean, I definitely see some movement. I wonder if that's enough to pry out from this side. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, that sounded good. There we go. All right, so we punched the pin through, tailpiece came out. Next up is C-clip. Okay. some motion on the C-clip. Not quite out. Let me try one more time. Like that. There we go. C-clip is off. All right, now the hard part is I see those two ball bearings. See the little slots there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my finger here while I push this out. Okay. So now you see that housing. And there's not much to this piece. Now I've got the ball bearings on either side and this ring retracted. So I've got a ball bearing and the spring on that side, a ball bearing and a spring on the other side. That is a drill pin that came out. Here's the ring. And where'd my tweezers go? Let me get this spring out of here. Okay, so spring and ball bearing, one drill pin. There should be another drill pin there protecting the other row. All right, and so that's everything in the core. But now, let me zoom in here. What you should be able to see is the overmilling right there. That overmilling provides a place for those tiny mushroom heads to get caught, making it more challenging than otherwise. You can see the top there is just a little bit wider than the main part of the hole. All right. Well, we've really taken this one down to the bare parts. That's going to be a wrap for the Goal Grand V.